Well, hey, everyone. Welcome to another Alberta Fish and Game Association interview. And well, backed by popular demand, Dave Donanko, who is the second vice president of the AFGA, joins us for this episode. Dave, we are going to delve into the world of communication, something that's near and dear to my heart, and I know to yours as well, because you are the communications director for the organization. And I guess this kind of revolves around one of the common themes that people have indicated to you, and that is, hey, we don't hear enough from the organization. Talk to that for a few moments.
Yeah, exactly, Michael. That's probably one of the most common themes I get attending zone meetings and club meetings, etc. And hearing from membership that they just don't get communication from the association. And communication is integral to the success of any organization. I mean, if you don't communicate to your members, then how they know what you're doing, right? I used to tell a story when I was teaching about the communication and making sure your communication is clear and concise. And it was a little story about two hippies that pulled off on the side of the road, and they're backing them on the road. And the driver says, anything coming, dude? And the other guy says, just a dog, man, just a dog. Well, they hear a big crash and they wake up in the hospital, and the guy says, hey man, I thought you said it's just a dog. He says, yeah, a greyhound. So I mean, and that was what I used to open up our story on, being clear with your communication. I mean, we can communicate things, but we have to make sure that whoever we're communicating to understands the message.
And I guess the other end of that is having the audience receptive and understand that message, because they may not like what they hear. And let's face it, the issues facing the Alberta Fish and Game Association right now are pretty severe.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, and the other thing is not just some of the messages being severe. It's there's so many different ones. I mean, it's not like we're just advocating for hunting or fishing or firearms, or right. We cover the whole gamut: the environment, habitat, etc. So we have to be, on top of things for sure.
And there's a number of audiences that you have to be cognizant of. I mean, it's not just the members of your group, but it's members of the public, it's member of government, special interest groups.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's one thing, Michael, for sure. Like, I mean, we have to communicate to our members first and foremost, and not only that, they need to communicate to us as well. I mean, our lines of communication are open. I mean, all of us have emails. We got, phone, pick it up and give us a call about things. And I think it's getting better, but definitely can be even better than it's been. But as you said, it's just not the members, it's the rest of the outdoor community that we represent. That when we come up with policies and ideas, it's not just for the benefit of our members, it's for everybody involved in the outdoor community. So we have to make people aware of that's what we're doing. General public, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry about that, Dave. I guess talk a little bit about the other elephant in the room, and that is that, let's face it, the AFGA is getting older in terms of its members. There are new platforms out there that younger folks are using to talk with each other. How big of a challenge has that been to utilize, Twitter and I think Facebook's a fairly safe one. It's been around the longest, but some of the other newer social media platforms, it really does come down to, the medium is the message.
Oh, absolutely. And you are right, bang on with that analogy that, yeah, we do have an older crowd, and I mean, we still have to balance that out with means of communicating to them as well. And at the same time, if we want to bring on the youth, which is extremely important, then we need to go through the mediums that they're accessing: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And we've been encouraging, well, the provincial association ourselves have all those accounts as well, and we've been encouraging clubs, etc., to do that. I see some of the zones have already took on that. They have Facebook pages and Instagram accounts, etc. And I mean, we need to. I mean, you have to you have to go to where the people are that you want to send a message to.
You mentioned that it is a two-way street. Are you getting as much as you're putting out?
Uh, Probably not yet, but I think we need to make sure that we leave those avenues of communication open. That
May- Maybe talk a little bit about the various platforms that you have been utilizing and where you're seeing some successes.
Well, obviously this series, Let's Go Outdoors series, we've been posting, and it's been um, having some real positive comments. Um, and then we have the Hook and Bulletin, which is basically our newsletter. And once again, we've vamped it up a little bit and changed a few things over from over the last few months, and had some really positive comments about that as well. That they've seen some really nice things in there, and we continue to use the Outdoor Canada West. The only unfortunate thing about Outdoor Canada West, it's 2 months ahead, right? Like I just finished writing an article that's going to come out in January, February. So it's not really one where you try to keep on top of things that are relevant for the time, but at least it's a good platform to send out a message about what the organization is doing overall, etc. And then of course the social media platforms. I mean, those are nice and current. I mean, it's like you can post daily, weekly, etc., and get your message out quickly through those mediums.
Obviously, one of the things, in the 22 years that I guess I've been covering the Alberta Fish and Game Association, Dave, is the social gatherings. I mean, let's face it, the annual general meetings, some of the club meetings, the trophy awards program, the kids camps. Those are all very social, and it's probably one of your strengths as an organization, being able to bring these people together. And you were dealt, along with all of us, a pretty severe blow by not being able to host those things. I got to imagine that getting back to that more informal meeting scenario is something that you guys are really waiting for.
Yeah, absolutely, Michael. I mean, yeah, there's communicating online, through Zoom meetings, etc., is a good thing considering the situation. But there's a whole different attitude or feeling when you're face to face with someone and you get a chance to discuss policies and ideas on moving forward with association, with use of the resource, habitat, etc. And I think that socialization part is definitely something that we'll look forward to getting back into again.
Well, and I want to publicly acknowledge your efforts over the last 20 plus weeks. You have been toiling behind the scenes, setting up these interviews, Dave, and I really want to appreciate your efforts on that. And the guests, I think, to a person, have just been fabulous, and look forward to, in one fashion or another, continue the relationship with the AFGA in the years to come.
Well, Michael, and we really appreciate this opportunity to showcase some of the things that we do, inform our members of some of the things that are going on, and like I said, it's very much appreciated.